If you have any outdoor power equipment, cars, trailers, anything that has bolts that need tightening, you really need a good torque wrench these days. Everything is so under engineered that it has to be, torqued carefully. So I just did the 50-hour service on my tractor, and I realized that I didn't have a good torque wrench that went up high enough. So I contacted Vevor and asked them if I could get one of their digital torque wrenches, and this is what it looks like. Came packed in a nice plastic carrying case, and this one's all digital, and you can see it goes from 25 to 250 foot-pounds, and that's plus or minus 2% on the accuracy. It comes with everything you need, the batteries and some adapters you can see there, and it even comes with a little round tool that looks like a fake quarter for getting the batteries in and out. So first thing, I had to pull off the tape on the bottom of here to be able to access the screw-in battery cover. And it's a simple thing to screw that off, and that way the batteries won't fall out easily or anything. And it does use a standard AA battery, so that's a good thing too. But to start it up, get it going, you just have to put the batteries in, and they pop right in there, and then screw the that little plug back in the end. Now, I've always wanted to try one of these digital ones, but I was just kind of too cheap to buy one, and I was lucky that Vevor did send this one out for me to use for a video and to keep and use in my shop, so that'll be a fun experience. And it does have a plastic wrapper around the outside of it, and when you're sitting out in the sun like this, it's kind of hard to see where it begins and ends, but the peeling point is on the back, I finally figured out. And so let's just get this all torn off, cleaned up, and give it a test. So that's it, we're ready to go now. And there's a power on button. You just have to push that in to start it up. You can see the display comes on. And it did come with a sheet that's saying that it was tested and well within the 2% torque spec that they guarantee. So first thing I'm going to do is go through and make sure that my rear wheels are torqued properly. Now these wheels take 150 foot-pounds of torque to be tightened properly, and you want to really make sure you check all this stuff, because these do come loose. I see many cases online where they the wheels kind of almost fall off and destroy the lug nuts. You can't really hear the beep here, but at the end I'll kind of show you how you can set this up for different options and stuff. So it does work good. You're approaching the torque, it does beep, and it records the torque that you've achieved. So here's my torque wrenches from the time I was young. This one is probably about 5 years old when my dad got this one at an auction for like 25 cents for a whole box of, this with a bunch of sockets. Then when I got older, got to be about 16, I had to rebuild a Chevy engine, and I needed a torque wrench for the head bolts and stuff on it, so I bought this one. Then about 25 years ago, my wife bought me this one, and I've been using this one ever since. It basically lives in my truck, because when you're towing a trailer and have aluminum wheels and stuff, you want to constantly check torque. But as you can see, it's a little bit short for when you start getting into the higher torques, an old man like me. And actually this new one has a much finer ratchet. This is one of the old coarse ratchets that they had back then. And the new one does come with a fine tooth one, so it'll be easier to get into tight spaces. But you can see that extra 6 inches really does give you a lot of leverage once you get up over 200 pounds. You need one this long. Another thing that I always keep in my truck too is a set of these flip sockets to go with the torque wrench. So nice for tightening wheels and stuff like that. This 3 sockets here will fit basically any wheel lug nut available. So that's a nice thing that you should have too to go with the torque wrench. So that's kind of, what I've been through, and now I'm just going to tighten some more bolts on the tractor, double check them, like the loader mounting bolts. These loaders do fall off, the bolts break, and once they come loose and the loaders fall off. So, stuff like this you have to keep a constant check on, and that's where this torque wrench will be good. You can set the values in memory and then recall them and just go back and check them very easily and quickly. And while I'm here, I haven't checked the torque on these aluminum wheels on my side-by-side, but you can see I'm using a standard set of sockets, the flip ones, and you don't need a long extension with them, even on a deep wheel like this. So these wheels, aluminum wheels, always come loose. I've got to check these like every 50, 60 miles on this. And you'll notice I've got them a little bit loose there. They're actually tightening up some, so I set these at 100 foot-pounds. That was recommended by the manufacturer. So you can see once you're set up with a wrench like this, it doesn't take long just to verify, everything is safe to use. You're not going to have any problems down the road. And actually, I really like all the options on this wrench. It's kind of hard to see out in the sunshine. I'll take it inside and show you in a little while, but really does a nice job, and I wish you could hear the little beep. And you can also set it to vibrate also. If you can't hear a beep, you're in a noisy situation. So here we are inside, and I just wanted to show you, nice bright display, and these are the instructions that come with it. And I will say, make sure that you read them and you go through and you set it up properly from the beginning, and it'll be a much better user experience in the end. I went through and I started setting up the memories, and I can recall them now and stuff. So it does have a lot of options, so be sure that you read the menu. And as I said, there you can see I've got my 65, 100, and 150 presets in there. And so far, I have to tell you, this thing is an awesome to use, easy to use, and it's so nice having a longer wrench with the to make the higher torque value so much easier to achieve. And as you can see, the build quality on it is actually absolutely flawless. It looked like the old Snap-on tools almost. So I just wanted to, give you a look at this, and, it's something that you really may need, whether it be this or another brand. I'm not, brand specific, but I really like this one. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.